This month we're looking into how to find more time. So we conducted an informal experiment. We're surprised at what we found out. We wanted to look at how men and women view time and what their biggest complaints are about how the other gender deals with time.
And boy, are there complaints, right?
Aren't there?
We asked Studio 5 relationship coach Matt Townsend and family therapist Julie Hanks to help bridge that time divide.
Yes.
Okay, now we asked you both independently. You didn't know about it. You didn't know what the other
Separate
person was going to say.
right?
No.
We said, just what is the biggest issue with men and women and time management? And Matt, what was your answer on one of the biggest issues with that?
That women, the sisters of the world, seem to criticize what the men do with their time. They don't get the perfection that is the man. And they don't get, so men start to feel judged. We start to feel criticized. We start to feel like women always think what we're doing is wrong. We can't play a video game without them looking at us funny.
No, it's after 5 hours of video games that we start.
Well, no, but that's the big crescendo. That's the grand finale. That's where I bring it home.
When you beat the game.
Okay,
so guys
Julie,
feel judged. We
Julie,
feel
what did you
criticized.
think?
What do I think about
What
that?
was your first? Your first thought was
that men waste too much time being unproductive.
See? I am so sick of that.
But in defense of the women, really, what that means is we want to spend more time with our men.
Oh, see?
Hey, let's get to my next point.
No, it's tender.
We'll get there because that's
It's
a problem.
tender.
It is tender. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's tender.
I don't know.
So really, I think what that means is women, they want to be with you, and if you're doing computer,
But does it mean
TV for
that-
hours, it hurts.
Does it mean that, Julie, or does it mean
Yes.
that they just want they want to have to do less stuff, and if the men were being more productive, they kind of think that the man would pick up doing stuff, and then you'd have more time.
I still think if a guy was being productive, even just let's say clicking through the honey to-do list, you'd still feel like you want more time with that person.
Really?
Yeah, and it's also
Right?
a way of saying I'm over.
so? No.
It's a way of saying I'm overwhelmed. I need help.
Yes.
Too.
See, that's why I don't like that one.
But
I don't like it.
And women feel like they're sort of like running the whole house, like they're in charge of all sorts of stuff, and they feel like
Right.
the man comes home and then doesn't do anything. Is that sort of what it is?
Well,
See, like that, there's a
sometimes.
perfect picture. Look at that. He's even got a lazy boy.
The
What he
lazy
needs are some
boy.
Cheetos. If he had
And the
Cheetos
remote. Where's the
and a
remote?
drink.
Is he holding it in the other hand?
Honey, where's my remote? Look at that.
So really, women are
Cute.
saying, I'm overwhelmed, I need your help, and I want to be with you more. And
Yeah.
if men can kind of reinterpret that,
Yeah.
you're playing too many computer games, or
You know what men are saying when
What?
they're playing a computer game?
leave me
They're
alone.
saying, I've had a stressful day having to deal with a lot of people and a lot of stress and a lot of worries. So can you just please leave me alone with Mario?
He doesn't demand as much.
and Madden football.
Mario doesn't make me take out the trash, right?
Yeah, Mario loves
it's
me unconditionally.
It's the decompression, but what I hear you saying is the criticism is actually the need for connection or the want for connection.
The need for
Okay.
connection and needing support and help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally.
But I think a solution is being able to talk about those underlying needs. If the husband comes home, I'm overwhelmed, I'm going to go in and lock the door and play a computer game for an hour, and then I'll come out and help. Then it's like everybody's happy. So it's when we don't talk about what we really need underneath it. I need a break or I need help that people get into.
Good point.
Major point.
So you're telling the women to let the guy have a little time to decompress, or
Talk about it.
Say,
Okay.
do you need
Communicate
some
about it.
time?
Okay.
How much time do you need?
And
I need some
negotiate it.
help.
See, that's such a woman thing. How much time? Because I'm gonna jot it on the schedule here.
Ready?
You have 15
Go.
minutes.
And he doesn't want to tell you because the minute you have a timeline, he's dead. What if he goes into
No,
extra
he
innings?
comes up.
Oh, there you
with the
go.
time. He comes up with
Oh,
the
he makes up
timeline.
his own
So
time.
he's in. Yeah.
See, but that's good. See, now that's interesting because that gets to my next point.
Which is what?
Are you ready for the second one now?
I'm dead. Let's get on
Okay,
that.
okay, that
because
was
it's
number-
totally. I've been waiting since the first point.
You've been
Give it
chomping
to
at the
it.
bit. Okay, what's
Keep
your
us
second
moving.
right that men might have about women and time? and
It's a
whatnot?
really important one because men seem to think that women always have to have the time together. Men are okay having time alone. We actually tend to be solo beings. We kind of like being alone sometimes, and we feel like women want the time to always have to be together with us. You want to be together. You want us to have to connect.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men just like independence.
Ask him how that makes him feel, Julie.
Really,
Did you feel it? Did you hear the...
So Matt, you know what? Funny thing, women actually get married to be together.
What? Hold on. Start over. What did you say?
What's the women's side
Okay,
here?
so men count proximity as quality time. So if we're in the same house together, or if we're sitting on the couch watching a movie, that is quality time.
Well, if
That's
you were
a lo-
touching. Yeah, I totally agree.
From a guy's perspective.
From a guy's perspective, yeah, that's a complaint that I hear a lot.
Yeah.
That he doesn't talk to me, he doesn't ask me about my day. He thinks sitting together is
Well-
good enough, and it's not.
Well, here's the deal, though. Men remember bond in action, in activity. Sitting is an activity. I do it all day long.
It is.
I
If
do.
you're sitting there with your wife.
Breathing, I
yeah.
sit, I breathe, I'm bonding with you.
After Matt's been sitting, you say, "How was the gym?" And he says, "It was great."
It's great. I saw it on TV. It's really wonderful. So men tend to bond in activity. Women want to talk to bond. So that's why you don't just want proximity, talking, touching, watching a show. You need to talk about it to bond on it.
Yeah.
So, but again, I sometimes I think men like to. I think generally we tend to be independent animals. Can I use the word
Amen.
animal? I mean, I look at you. I think independent animal.
Is that what you think?
And,
My wife
but I
said
think
that.
women tend to be much more interdependent. They tend to be more social, more networking. There's great research about
That's true.
a lioness, where there's one, in a pride of lions, there's one lion and multiple lionesses.
Yeah.
And that creates the likelihood of the cubs growing up more to adulthood.
That there's
Because
more
there's
women.
multiple women networking, keeping each other safe, talking,
And the lions-
scrapbooking
But
lionesses.
here's the thing, though. Women need time alone, too.
Yeah.
But in order to have that, I think they want to make sure the relationships
Yeah.
are okay. But here's the problem with proximity and not the direct communication, is that the guys want to kind of go be solo and then at night kind of
Want some
be
proximity.
together.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't.
Because guys bond in action. Haven't you heard that?
That's
You know,
exactly
okay.
right.
And
Girls
those
bond in action
rituals.
too after conversation
Yeah,
and
see-
emotional intimacy.
See, and that's where it's messed up. That's where it doesn't make
Animals?
sense.
No.
Okay, so what's the solution to this one? How do we overcome this?
Talk during the commercials.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
There
great.
you go.
That's a great idea.
Like
Yeah?
set up some structure. If you need to kind of veg and do your thing,
Yeah.
then just say, and we'll talk during the commercials.
Or get a movie where there are no commercials, and then you talk after
you
for
go
5
to,
minutes.
or go to dinner. Go to dinner and before or after and talk for a long time.
Negotiate. We got to negotiate.
that's-
Yeah,
the
and
key.
there's insight to this because just knowing that men are more, what did you say, solo creatures?
Solo creatures,
yeah,
independent.
So that
Animals,
makes sense.
that's- animals
So
is the word.
I think it's correction. I stand corrected. But it makes more sense. I think it's a mental process of letting the guy. Once you realize that, you're able to.
Can I
let him
share
get
an
away for an hour,
experience?
Yeah.
Is it
I-
personal? Because I don't know if we want to go.
Oh, please.
Okay, no, go ahead, Julie.
You never share personal things.
Never do.
First got married, my husband watched a lot of sports. I interpret it as he didn't care about me and didn't want to be with me.
Yeah.
Once he shared with me what it meant to him, I got it.
Yeah.
You were all
It
about
reminds me of growing up. We had all these boys. We watched sports. It was really important.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, great. Go watch the game.
So there's the rule. You got to get into each other, understand each other's heart. Don't make assumptions about
what
what's
it means. Yeah.
That's
Ask him what it
Isn't that
means.
easy?
Yes.
We've solved it right
We
there.
solved
There you
the
go.
whole world's problems right here.
Peace on earth.
All comes down to that talking.
No, really good tips, both of you.
Feels
Yeah.
good.
And I love
She's
how
good.
Julie
She's
and I
like a
ended
therapist.
on this side, and you guys ended on that side, and
That's how we
We kept
color
sliding
coordinate.
I know I
apart,
kept
you know?
leaning closer to Julie, the pink. All right.
Pink, the blues.
No,
Yeah.
really fabulous, you guys. Thanks so much. More
Thank you.
details on the website. We'll be right back with more in Studio 5.